Let me tell you what I love about cotton cuts and the Puzzle Mystery Quilt. They are like, they will lead you right to the water. They can't make you drink, but they can lead you right to the water. So they make it so easy for you to finish a quilt. It's so easy. You only have to do 1 clue a month. And it takes you maybe an hour. I mean, honestly, if you just sit your booty down and do it, you're going to have that darn quilt done in 10 months. You're going to have it done. And we do it as a group, and I love that.
So how are we going to do this, Ian? We got to have some build up. We can't just be like 1, 2, 3, open. We got to tease it out a little bit.
Good morning, everyone. Oh my gosh, it is Thursday. I'm going to pretend like it's 9:30. I am so sincerely sorry. These technology delays, if I could speak, have been tripping us up this morning. We had Andrea, and then she was gone, and then we had Andrea, and she was gone. And, you know, we're making it work this morning, and this is what happens when you have live television. They usually say you never want to do a live broadcast with kids or animals. I will add cell phones and unstable wireless connections to that list of things you should really probably not do a live broadcast on. But we made it. We are here. We have the amazing Andrea from Arkansas Gals with us today. We're going to spend a good chunk of time with her talking about her channel, her journey, her experience, and learn a lot more about her. For those that you have been longtime followers, it'll be good to get the background story. And for those of you that are new to her, to learn all about her and add a new channel to your YouTube broadcast. So we have a couple Cotton Cuts householdy things to get through. So we are gonna start the live, as we do every live, with questions that have been submitted by you. Go to cottoncuts.com/live to submit a question. These are literally handed to me like right now, and you're hearing the true unfiltered answer. I might not know the answer, and we'll kind of all discover it together. Good morning, everyone that is definitely checking in. I see you on all sides. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, so the first question comes to us from Cheryl Ferguson. Good morning, Cheryl. Thank you for your question. She's from Auburn, Alabama. What size sewing machine needle would be best to use on a PMQ? Okay, so this is kind of a challenging question. So sewing needles are this like super advanced technology that unless you're like a metallurgist, it's really hard to define the difference between them all. And so I actually took a class on an intro to my sewing machine where they talked about different types of sewing needles. And before then, I would just literally go into Joann's and grab whatever needle was most convenient. And it was through the class that I learned that needle sizes, like there's lots of different types of tips on needles that are to be matched to the type of fabric you're using. So if you're using a denim needle, you need a stronger, stiffer type of needle, obviously, to get through a thicker material. There are ballpoint needles. To me, that seems like an oxymoron to be a ballpoint and a sharp that you're supposed to use on jersey prints. Quilting needles, you can actually, when you're quilting, use universal needles, and then they also have quilting needles. And so these are just, you just need something sharp is basically what it comes down to. Now, I typically use an 80-10. An 80-10 has to do with the thickness and the length of the needle as well as the sharpness of the point. A lot of people use 70-20. Those numbers are literally just diameter, length, and strength of the needle. They've actually started making chrome coated needles, which are meant to extend the life and actually make the tip a little sharper. I think at the level where we're all sewing, I feel like those are also interchangeable. And it's really, what is your machine like? Some machines will fight you, and they really don't like certain needles. But really, when we get down to quilting, it's really just universal quilting. Sometimes chrome, if it suits your fancy, if you like it in your machine. Just make sure you don't get a ballpoint. You're going to be fighting to actually sew with that ballpoint tip, and you don't really need anything denim like. I know there's some people that feel like it's really hard to fight the fabric through my machine, so you need a sharper needle. I would not suggest getting a sharper needle to solve that problem. That's probably a machine problem, and you might want to get your machine serviced if you're having to use a denim needle on quilting cotton. Right, so take a look at the comments. I am sure, I already see like Jenny Draft has commented. She was taught needle type should match fabric, needle size to match thread. She's absolutely right on that as well. So definitely, do some internet research on this. There's so much different types and weights of threads out there. It's really, what is your machine like? Some needles will cause certain threads in combination to lint more on a project. It's really just kind of experiment. And then once you find one you like, buy a lot of them. That's been my experience. I have a ton of needles that I keep on hand. Fantastic question. Thank you so much, Cheryl. All right. So next question is from Teresa Woods. I waited too long to order my colorway for the Puzzle Mystery Quilt, and now it's sold out. What are chances you'll be getting more fabric in? I also see some colorways that say endangered. What does that mean? Okay, great question. So, right, our Puzzle Mystery Quilt sells out. That's part of the nature of the program. And I've talked on previous lives that to be sold out means that we have enrolled people for the amount of fabric that we purchased. We can always go back and get more for some colorways. For some, it's one and done. Once we sell out, that's it. It's unfortunate. We hate it because we want to include as many people as possible. It is unfortunately the nature of the supply chain. I think right now we have 5 colorways on the website that are sold out. I'm going to encourage everybody to use the waitlist feature. We are working with the manufacturers, and I am going to clear out all the shelves that they have left, and then we have to figure out how many people can sign up. It's complex. It takes some time because they need to do inventory in some cases, and then they're going to send it to us. We have to run it through a whole bunch of calculations, but our goal is always to include as many people as possible. So if you have your heart set on that redwood and it is sold out, use the waitlist feature. We go through them as we know what works. And so, and the second question, what does endangered mean? Endangered just means we can fit less than 10 more people in that colorway. So if you want it, you better get it, because the next time you come to the website, it might not be available. All right. Thanks so much, Teresa, for that question. So if you have a question, you want me to read it live and be featured in front of everybody, go to cottoncuts.com/live. So if you are watching us on whatever platform, make sure that you have accepted the terms and conditions so we can see your comments on the page. We've upgraded a feature, and so if you're watching us on YouTube and Facebook, Paula is going to be putting some of the comments on the bottom of the screen for us, because that's fun, and you're here and you're watching us. So yesterday we had a joke is displayed. Martha Tureen asked us a joke while we were kind of figuring out some Instagram connections. So definitely comment, and we will pop them up on the bottom of the screen. We are going to be giving away, as we do every live, a mystery fat quarter bundle of fabric. These are on our website. So all you need to do is wait until the end. I'm going to ask you a question based upon my interview with Andrea. Answer the question on whatever platform, and we will pick one lucky person to win a 10 fat quarters of fabric from our shop. Easy peasy. All you have to do is answer the question. Just got to hang out with us. I know lots of things to do today, but hanging out with us and you could possibly win free fabric. All right, Sean. So the guy who sews, I know he's watching us on YouTube. Good morning, Sean. Thanks so much for joining us. Sean took over our social platform, and he was able to give away some fabric from our shop to someone. And so I get to announce that winner today. Sean, I hope you're paying attention, because the winner from Instagram for Sean was Tahana Hasi. So TAHNAHASI. So you have won fabric. And thank you for following Sean. Thank you for following Cotton Cuts. We have lots of takeovers planned. So we did Crystal Hart, we've got Sean, we have Becca coming up. Like we've got lots of folks that are just kind of having fun on our channels and just giving stuff away while they do it, because it's all about community. We want to make sure that you guys get out and see folks that are supporting Cotton Cuts and that we support them. It's all fun and awesome. Okay, so don't forget a couple of quick reminders. We have our epic giveaway coming up for the mystery quilts. We just got that Tula Pink iron in that is part of the grand prize or the second prize. Like you guys want to get in on that. That iron is awesome. It is amazing. Make sure that you're telling your friends and make sure they're putting your name in when they sign up. The sewing machine, it's sitting over here on the side. Like that is a fantastic gift. You could win a sewing machine, folks. Like this is our epic giveaway. Like, I mean, I know I could use another sewing machine. I know there's lots of people out there that could always use another sewing machine. We're always looking for that one to take to retreats. This sewing machine is perfect for that. All right. Don't forget that Cotton Cuts Cares, we're doing our dress drive. We are about 3-4 weeks into our 3-month challenge to make 100 dresses for Dress a Girl Around the World. Definitely post those photos on social media. The dress pattern is so easy, guys. It took me like 45 minutes, 2 yards of fabric, and you can help us make an impact in a life of a girl that doesn't have access to her own clothing, to give her pride, to give her joy, and to give her something that's actually her own in a situation where she doesn't have a lot of things that are her own. And don't forget, $5 from every new Modern Maker, Classic, and Java will go to support Dress a Girl Around the World this month. All right, so now to the main event. I mean, enough about me talking. Let's get to the really cool person that's about to join us in a second. So you're gonna have to give us a second because we got some more technical stuff to do. So Andrea from Arkansas Gals is going to be joining us on YouTube. We're going to put her on the Instagram as well. So I apologize for those folks that are seeing my hand right now. But Andrea, if you can ask to join on Instagram so we can make sure that everyone watching us everywhere.
I can't figure out how to ask to join. I'm sorry.
No. This happened yesterday. So I am going to.
I don't see a red banner anywhere.
It's okay. Are you watching us live?
When I click it, when I click the live.
Folks, this is how the sausage is made. If you have any jokes while we're getting this all worked out, feel free to put those in the chat, and Paula will put those on the screen because that is how we work here. We're here.
Should I mute me?
You should turn the volume down everywhere.
Okay.
All right. Can you talk real quick? I want to make sure we got the echo problem solved.
Hello.
Okay, it's still not fixed, and that's on me. Hold on one second. This happened yesterday, and I had to like turn everything off my phone. Hold on, folks. This is the fun stuff. This is the exciting stuff. All right, Andrea, can you talk again?
Good morning, Facebook user.
Okay. Okay. So Andrea, I need you to turn everything down on your side too, if you can.
Okay. Microphone. Y'all, I'm so not technical savvy. So
it's okay. This happened with Yvette yesterday too.
If I turn my computer down, I can't hear you.
What's that?
I can't hear you. If I turn my computer
audio
down.
part, guys. Okay.
Is that okay?
We still have a little bit of an echo.
But if I turn my computer all the way down, I can't hear you.
And hold on one second. Let me get this. Okay, so who has jokes? So let's go ahead and we'll do that for a second. So Paula is going to manage the jokes. Right? Because this is how this works, right? So live technology. And what we might actually do is just kind of maybe skip the Instagram. And my phone is, of course, now off. Give us a second, folks. This is how the sausage is being made. All right, Andrea, is your phone completely turned down?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so Andrea, while we're going, can you just go ahead and give us a little background about your YouTube channel. Tell us what makes you special. Tell us how you got started. Let's start there while we figure out the technical side.
Okay, how I got started was just a freak thing. I didn't even plan on really doing a YouTube channel. I
Okay.
had started watching some unboxings and stuff. And I ordered some boxes, right? And so we just got one in one day, and I asked Stella, hey, do you want to record this? Put it on YouTube? And she was like, okay. And so right then, I just said, okay, Arkansas Gals. I just made it, and we went on, and I did it in like 2 seconds with no thought to it. And I've been doing it every day since.
Oh my gosh, that's that's awesome, right? It's one of those, you just got to do it the first time, right? That's always the story I tell myself. Is it's like,
just don't sit and fret and want the perfect setup and the perfect camera. Just do it. Just do it. And you can learn along the way. Same thing with quilting.
Right. Right. I feel like
I knew nothing
with that first step. We don't want to do it, and we stop doing it. And in actuality, we should just do the first step, accept that it's not going to be perfect, it's not going to be great, but you're going to learn things, and then the second time it'll be awesome and great.
Yeah. I actually brought my first quilt here for show and tell if you wanted to see the first quilt I ever made.
Let's do it. You've got it. Let's see it.
It's all hand sewn because I had no idea how to use a sewing machine. I mean, I started from nothing. So they had to teach me how to thread my needle, how to do a stitch. I mean, I had a pair of scissors, a pen, a ruler, and a needle and thread. That's it.
Okay. So let's see it. Let's see it.
Oh, here it is. There's lots and lots of hilarious mistakes and no points to be had. But this is it.
Oh my gosh. Wait, so you sewed that by hand?
Yes.
And that was your first quilt?
Huh? My first quilt.
What?
My quilt group threw me into the fire. I tell you what.
Okay. All right. So now we got to talk about this.
I am like, my mind is completely blown. Okay. So you did that by hand. So did you cut the fabric with scissors? Did you have a rotary cutter?
Yes.
Okay.
Scissors.
So you had scissors.
Yes.
And you cut out what?
Scissors and a pen.
Oh my gosh.
So I started the quilt group, right? And I was like, hey, can you teach me how to quilt? I know nothing. Literally nothing.
Uh-huh.
And I don't think they thought how serious I was, but I was serious. I knew nothing. So like I said, I just bought the scissors from them, the thread and the needle. I had an ink pen to mark where I was going to cut it, the whole thing.
So you trial by fire. You're like, okay, so I'm going to make my first one as hard as humanly possible.
I didn't even know it was hard because I had never done anything. And they were just like, you can do this sampler with us. That's easy. I'm like, okay.
Oh my gosh. So my first one, like I made it 30, 40 years ago. There were no rotary cutters then. And so same thing, like had to do a lot of scissors. Thankfully I had a machine, right? It was an old, like small little kid sewing machine that, chewed up fabric, all that stuff. But, like I remember the first time I used a rotary cutter, it was like, oh my gosh, I can cut through multiple layers of fabric at a time. I'm not using scissors and the edges aren't all like so.
Yeah.
Wow. That's impressive, Andrea.
I only started, I would say about 5 or 6 years ago was when I started.
Okay.
But yeah, about 6 months into it, Mama got me a sewing machine, which was a Singer Start. And yeah, I have put down the needle since, and I'm not turning back.
All right. So do you hand today? Are you?
No, I've retired from that.
So I am convinced. So I'm an engineer. There are machines for this, people. The machines are here to help us for a reason.
Yeah.
But then I go and I sit at a swim meet, and my kids swim down the length of a pool for roughly 15 seconds, and I'm there for 6 hours. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to hand sew something. I'm going to get past my hand sew aversion, and because I need something to keep me on track.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. So Andrea, so these questions came from Paula. So talk to us about, you had your channel for a while. You started really small, and it's expanded, and it's huge, and it's great, and it's awesome. Talk to us about some of the trends you're seeing on YouTube and in quilting in general. What are, if you like are looking in your crystal ball of quiltingness, what do you see?
I knew you was going to ask me this hard question. That's the only question. I'm like, what? It's a test.
Okay. What do you think?
I guess well, subscriptions and blocks of the month and things like that are very popular. I love them because you can, get in there and sew and it not be so overwhelming and hectic.
Yeah.
But I can't say much more.
So, like, what types of quilts are you seeing more and more people sew? Like, what are
the kind of more modern stuff, the modern fabrics and modern lines. I used to strictly be like brights, like Lori Holt type stuff, and now I'm no browns, no purples, this, that. And now I'm like liking that stuff because you're seeing it more and more. So I'm like, oh, that's really pretty. Your taste and society's tastes change and evolve, and I like that. I like doing all kinds of stuff.
I am seeing that as well, right? So the definition of modern, and this is a hot take, don't tell anyone about it. The definition of modern is actually shifting. And so modern quilting used to be a lot of the hyper bright, the cape, the tula, the Allison glass, that was modern. But now there's this generation coming in that they're calling grand millennial. So these are quilters and sewers that are 25 to 35-ish that like grandma stuff, what you and I would probably call grandma stuff.
Yeah.
The brown, the navy, the sage, the earth tones, the creams. It's not a lot of white anymore. And so like that is rapidly becoming modern versus the hyper bright stuff, which is now becoming grandma. Right? So
it's gone full circle.
Yeah, we're at this interesting friction of when someone says they like modern, I usually have to be like, so what does that mean to you? Like, what does that mean? Because modern is a shifting definition right now. And I am definitely watching. Because when we pick Puzzle Mystery Quilts colorways, we have to make sure that we're hitting the people that are former modern and then the people that are the new modern. And so we're keeping an eye on all of that. Okay, so it's my understanding, my tech team is telling me I have an echo. And so I don't know where I am echoing at. So let's see here. Give us just a half a second. So Andrea, I'm going to ask you the next question.
Okay.
And give you a chance to think about it for a second. So tell us about your community. Tell us about how you built your community, kind of what your community is, and how you think about community engagement for you on the Arkansas Gal channel.
I love our quilting community. Oh my gosh. There are so many great people that I've met on the quilty stuff, and a lot of people that didn't quilt before, or my cat is making havoc underneath me, but are starting to learn to quilt. I do all kinds of stuff on my channel. When I first started, it was straight up just unboxings, right? I love subscription boxes. I've done all of y'all's at one point or another, and y'all have tons of great ones. So I did all the unboxings, a lot of quilty stuffs, but I also do other stuffs, little beauty, food. I love a lot of food. I love my food. Cooking. I do sew with me's. I do cook with me's. I do taste tests. I do subscription unboxings, hauls, all kinds of stuff. But my biggest community is the quilty community on my channel, and I love him. I love them.
Right? So I've talked to folks about, there's people that have done like all the unboxings, but then they come back to quilting. So tell me about the distinction for quilting for you on your channel.
The distinction for quilting?
I made up this word, stiction. It's something we say in St. Louis, like stiction. It's like you have stickiness. So talk to us about the stickiness on your channel. Why quilting? Why is that the one you want to stay with?
That is my joy. That's my happy place. I absolutely love it. Like I said, I've been doing it for about 5 or 6 years, something like that. And it's just so fun and so important to me to do something every day that brings you joy. Even if it's just for an hour a day, sit down and do it, something for yourself. I'm a therapist. I don't know if you know that. I'm a psychotherapist in my real job. So that's something I always preach to people. Please, what brings you joy? What do you do for fun? And you would be shocked at how many people are like, nothing. They do nothing. I mean, that's depressing. You have to have something in your life that brings you joy. And that's what quilting does for me and so many others. And it's therapeutic. It's zen. It's calming.
Yes.
You know.
It is. Once you get in that chain stitching, it's super just like,
I
can do this. I'm just focusing on something very simple in front of me. I was actually at a training last week, I mentioned this yesterday as well, where just taking 5 minutes to do something that brings you joy every day. And I like that, like YouTube, right? You can go and I can watch a quilting channel for like 5 minutes, and it gives me joy. And it's all for me. It is just me watching something that I love, and I love that about your channel. Like I can just pop in for 5 minutes, and it gives me joy. I don't have to plan it. I don't have to put a lot of effort to it. It's literally just something. I just open the YouTube, click on your channel. There's 5 minutes of like me just taking some time out for me.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. It's great. Okay, so talk about the PMQ. So I know you're a repeat offender. We'll call it a repeat offender. You've done many Puzzle Mystery Quilts.
Yes.
Tell us about what color you're doing this time, Tree of Life.
I am doing my first ever like red, white, and blue quilt. I've not ever made one. So it's Jubilee is what I'm doing. Beautiful fabrics. I can't wait to get started. So I'm happy. I think it's going to turn out really pretty with these colors.
So why did you challenge yourself that way? What was it about Jubilee that moved you?
The beautiful bright reds and blues and the low volumes in it. I love low volumes, and there's several in that line. And I want to do a red, white, and blue quilt, like I said, because I've never done one, and it's time.
And
it's a little bit out of my wheelhouse, so I'm trying to expand.
Yes, I love that, right? Because the Puzzle Mystery Quilts is one where you can definitely like pick that challenge colorway that you would be in a quilt shop and you wouldn't want to pick for yourself. But here you can pick it, and then each month just know that I am learning something new. I'm challenging myself. Mind you, you're not cutting out a quilt from scratch and sewing it by hand, right? But you're challenging yourself because you're expanding your color repertoire. And for me, I like that because it'll be easier for you guys to do a red, white, and quilt coming up, right? Like once you do it once, like the second time becomes easier. And so I love everything about that.
Yeah.
So what is your advice to anyone who's on the fence about signing up for the Puzzle Mystery Quilt?
They should totally do it. And you still doing that sampler that where you send them a trial? Yeah. That's fantastic. So if you're not sure, just try that. Once you try it, you're going to be hooked. Because I credit y'all doing that. I had a hiatus where I just couldn't get to my machine. It was months, and I was just doing all those unboxings, and I just wasn't getting to my machine. And so I started doing a PMQ, and that literally got me to sit down again and do it. And then that's the hardest hump to get over. Just sit down and start, and then you can't stop.
Yes.
So y'all's are just, it's not overwhelming. It's cut. You can just get to it. It's awesome.
Like it's like eating potato chips. You can't eat just one.
Yeah.
Right? And so Andrew was talking about our Try Before You Buy program. So we have a special program where you go to our website and you go to the Try Before You Buy page, and we will send you a free clue. Like it's a half clue, and it's no cost. Literally, all you have to do is go to the website, type in your address, and our team mails these every day out to folks. And it's just a sampler. It's not under the current fabrics or clues, but it gives you a sense for what the process actually looks like. So to Andrea's point, when you sit down, you know, like everything is cut. I'm just opening this up and I am just stitching it together.
And it's fantastic y'all do that. I don't know any other places that offer something like that.
It's one of those kind of like the under the radar thing that people when they talk about like for me it's no brainer, right? Like we can do this because it's such an experience, right? It's more than just a block of the month, right? If I go into a quilt shop, it's a block of the month, I know kind of what I'm in for. This is all about the experience. I just get my triangles and squares and I sew them together and off we go.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
All right, so Andrea,
So
tell us
Andrea,
what's next for your channel. What's
channel?
the
What's
scoop?
the
Where
scoop?
are you
Where are
going?
you going?
And
And
if we
if
come back in a year, where are you at? What's going on?
what's going on?
Hopefully the same old, same old. I love it where it's at. I did start in the last few months doing daily sew with me's. So I hope to continue doing that. Like during the weekdays, Monday through Thursday, I work on bigger quilt projects like samplers. And then the weekends, I do all my blocks of the month. I do my smaller projects.
So
This,
wait, I'm gonna pause you right there. You have a full-time job and you sew that much?
well, I work part-time. I
Okay,
just work.
okay, okay.
I'm,
It doesn't
I'm
matter.
working on hopefully retiring soon.
That list of sewing, that's like quilting aspirational goals, people. Like what Andrea says, that's amazing. Holy cow. Okay.
Yeah, I sew. I try to sew just about every day, and so yeah.
Fantastic. I'm impressed. Okay. So Andrea, how can folks find you? How can they figure out where you are? How can they follow you in all the ways?
Arkansas Gals is what all my channels are. The YouTube Arkansas Gals, Instagram Arkansas Gals, Facebook Arkansas Gals. Of course, my main channel is YouTube. Basically, my Facebook and Insta are like advertisements for my YouTube. Come see my YouTube. But if you follow me on Insta, you'll always see when I post videos. So if I post at least 3 a day. So they don't notify past 3. So if I post more than that, you might not see it. But if you follow my Insta, you'll catch them all because I post when I post my videos.
I heard
And I heard you have a podcast.
like
too,
all these
like
awesome
podcasts.
Me? I don't think so.
Okay, maybe I missed that. Sorry. The comments are coming up all the people that love you, Andrea, and all the awesome things. All right. So Andrea's going to hang out with us because we're going to announce the question that is going to win someone a free bundle of fabric. So tell us about a time where you made a project. It doesn't have to be a bonus point if it is a quilt that challenged you in an unexpected way. So be it you picked a colorway that was outside your comfort zone, you got asked to make a quilt that you like fabrics that you just had never used before, you learned a new technique. Tell us about a time that you made a project that challenged you. Find this video on Instagram, on YouTube, or Facebook, and leave your answer to the question, and we'll give away a free bundle of fabric.
Oh, yay!
Andrea, it has been a pleasure hanging out with you this afternoon. Thank you so much. The comments, I don't know if you've seen them on all the platforms. Everyone loves you, Andrea. You do incredible work. You're inspiring to the community. Everyone at Cotton Cuts loves you. We appreciate everything that you do for us. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all so much.
Oh my gosh, Andrea, sorry.
I was just going to say thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. You're a fantastic company, and I love working with y'all. Honestly.
Thank you so much, Andrea. You're amazing. I remember the first video I watched of yours. I was like, guys, like we gotta this one's good. Like we gotta go. Like we gotta reach out to her and make something happen here. You were awesome. Okay.
Thank you so much.
With that said, guys, we'll be back next week at Thursday at 9:30 with our regular kind of standard Cotton Cuts Live. But we have a special episode tomorrow with Becca. We're gonna be talking with her about we had this teaser ahead of time where she and Anne are doing a great reveal. We're going to do a tour of her sewing studio. We're going to do a lot of crazy things with Becca tomorrow. So definitely check us out to learn all about Becca and all the crazy things she's doing and all the things she's planning on doing. So thank you all so much for joining us. Oh, sorry. Hold on one second. My production folks are telling me I forgot about the tree. All right. So we need to do the community tree. So the community tree is for Tree of Life. And so everyone that is participating in the Tree of Life mystery was mailed a piece of fabric, and they were asked to cut it into a leaf that we could then put on our community tree, which is blossoming and growing on this very foggy, cloudy, wintry day. And so I am going to draw a leaf of all the ones we've received in the past week. And someone is going to win something awesome. And so the winner is actually going to be Sharon Touch, Tuch, from Chatsworth, California. Sharon, congratulations. You've won a free gift of something that's going to arrive in the mail to you next week. Thank you so much for completing your leaf. So we're now going to show everyone what the tree is. And so this is what our tree is blossoming into. It is so full, gang. I am so excited by how the tree is blossoming. We will have pictures on our website, so you can like zoom in and find your leaf. I feel like this is fantastic. This is super great. I am completely blown away, guys. Honestly, like it's happy mail every day in here. People are writing us letters. They're sharing stories. It is every day we open like 10 to 15 to 20 different leaves, and I am completely blown away by all of your community support of this program. Okay, so I have been asked to repeat the question for the prize. So the question for the prize is, tell us about a time where you completed a project. It can be quilting. It doesn't have to be quilting. But tell us about a time where you have completed a project that challenged you. So Andrea shared a story about how she's going to be completing a red, white, and blue quilt for a tree of life because it challenges her. She's never done it before. She also, her first quilt was a challenge. You definitely want to hear that story in the broadcast. But if it's like a project where you were asked to make a quilt with fabric you've never used before, colors you've never used, a technique you've never used, tell us about a time where you completed a project that challenged you in ways that were unexpected. And so I see lots of people, adding comments. This is fantastic. Thank you so much, guys. All right, so we will see you tomorrow with Becca, and we will see you next week on our regular weekly live. Everyone have a great rest of your day, and we'll be in. Bye, guys.